Emperor Jimmu, the first emperor of Japan, began an eastern expedition from Kyushu, believing there was suitable land in the east for governance. Along the way, his group faced various hardships, but they eventually reached Yamato, which is now present-day Nara Prefecture. There, they defeated the local rulers and issued a proclamation of the founding of the nation. 6 years have already passed since I embarked on my eastern expedition. With the power of the gods of heaven, the rebels have been defeated. Although the farthest regions are not yet fully pacified, the remaining evils are now restrained, and the central land is no longer in turmoil. Indeed, the time has come to build a wide capital and establish a grand and splendid nation. However, in this era, the hearts of the people are simple, and they still live in primitive ways, dwelling in nests and burrows. It is proper for those who govern to establish laws and systems suited to the times. If something benefits the people, it should be done without hesitation. Now we must clear the forests, build a palace, ascend to the throne with humility, and bring peace to the nation. In gratitude for receiving this land from heaven, and to spread the righteous heart of the imperial descendants, we will unify the country, covering the 8 directions under one roof. As I see it, the land of Kashihara, located southeast of Mount Unebi, is the most suitable location for the nation's center. Here, we should build our capital. With these 2 ideals, protecting and nurturing the people as an emperor, and fulfilling the heavenly mandate, and building a nation where all can live peacefully as one large family, the palace was constructed and the process of nation-building began. This founding spirit centered on peace, combined with Shinto beliefs in the Yaoyorozu no Kami, later came to be represented by the character for Yamato, meaning great harmony, and this Yamato became a word that expresses the Japanese identity. The Yaoyorozu no Kami, which means 8 million gods, signifies an infinite number of gods, with 8 representing infinity. Gods reside in every part of nature. When the sea becomes rough, it is felt that the sea god is angered. The Japanese are taught that the sun god, Otento-sama, is always watching, implying that they must not do wrong. Humans exist under the natural gods and show respect for nature. In Japan, a country prone to natural disasters since ancient times, homes have often been destroyed by earthquakes and typhoons. In each case, people have cooperated to rebuild, accepting the loss as a natural part of life and destiny. This sense of virtue fostered by the environment has led to terms like Yamato Gokoro, a gentle heart, Yamato Damashi, a brave and unyielding spirit, and Yamato Nadeshiko, a woman who is modest yet strong-willed. Over time, as society has evolved, detailed history regarding the nation's founding is scarcely taught in schools today. Yet, people worldwide are often amazed at the orderliness shown by Japanese citizens during disasters, and Japan is frequently recognized as one of the most peaceful nations. This is because, even today, the spirit of Yamato remains deeply ingrained in many Japanese people. One reason for not thoroughly teaching the history of Japan's founding is that ancient historical texts, like the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki, contain many legends and myths that have long been regarded as mere imagination rather than fact. Consequently, those interested in history have viewed the Kojiki, Nihon Shoki, records left by Chinese dynasties, and archaeological findings in a somewhat hazy, combined manner. In the 3rd century, when massive keyhole-shaped burial mounds, kofun, began to be constructed in Japan's Kinki region, China was divided into the 3 kingdoms of Wei, Wu, and Shu. According to the Gishi Wajinden, a record preserved in the Wei kingdom, Queen Himiko of Yamatai-koku, a country ruling over about 30 small states, sent a tribute mission to Wei in 239. However, the details surrounding Yamatai Koku are challenging to interpret. For example, if the distance from Wei to Yamatai Koku were taken literally, Yamatai Koku would appear to be located on the sea. Furthermore, there are no records of Yamatai Koku in Japanese historical sources, so its relationship to the Yamato kingdom remains unknown. Thus, two main theories exist: that Yamatai Koku was later incorporated as the Yamato state expanded its influence, or that Yamatai Koku itself was Yamato. In recent years, however, archaeology has shown that the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki may contain significant reflections of actual events. In the early 3rd century, 5 burial mounds of about 90 meters were constructed. Over the next 150 years, 5,200 burial mounds were built, including 7 over 300 meters, 40 around 200 meters, and 326 around 100 meters, spreading across the land. Artifacts found within these mounds suggest that various distinct cultures existed under a single major ruling power. Additionally, the discovery of god-beast mirrors made from the same mold and the absence of evidence of major conflict indicate that a significant ruling authority existed by the 3rd century, and the nation expanded in an orderly fashion. During this period, the Korean peninsula was entering its own Three Kingdoms era, with Goguryeo in the north and Baekje and Silla in the south. Two records mention Japan: the 7-branched sword inscription sent by Baekje's king to the emperor in 369 and the Gwangeto stele inscription from Goguryeo. These records state that Yamato defeated Baekje and Silla in 391, formed an alliance with Baekje and sent troops there in 399, and was later repelled by Goguryeo in 400, who had come to Silla's aid, eventually driving the Yamato forces back in 404. Meanwhile, China was embroiled in internal conflicts, so there are no records about Japan during this time, resulting in what is called Japan's 4th century blank. In the 5th century, China entered the Northern and Southern dynasties period, with the Han Chinese Song in the south and the nomadic Northern Wei in the north. To counter the powerful alliance between Goguryeo and Northern Wei, Japan seems to have sent emissaries to Song. In Song's official records, Japan's expanding domain under the Yamato court is noted, marking the first mention of Japan in 150 years. Neighboring states sought a firm position within China's system, gaining titles to solidify their status. At this time, Japan acquired the title of Ando Taishogun, recognizing its military authority over southern Korea. However, with the fall of Song the following year, Japan's relations with China were interrupted. During the 6th century, Japan received advanced technology, culture, and Buddhism from the Chinese continent via Baekje. 14 Japanese-style burial mounds have been discovered in the area where Baekje once existed, indicating that Baekje was more than just an ally but held a special status. Unfortunately, the exact nature of this relationship remains unclear. Next time, we will explore the Asuka period, when Japan began to develop a strong sense of independence, creating its first history books and gradually clarifying the previously hazy aspects of its history.